Welcome into another edition of Go Statesman TV. I'm Clayton Kaufman. Thanks for tuning in to WHCQ tonight. We've got a great show for you. Coming up, we've got highlights and analysis from Delta State men's and women's basketball. They are on the road in North Alabama, and we were able to catch up with Greg Long of the women's team and Jason Connor of the men's team to get their thoughts and analysis from the Statesman and Lady Statesman's games. We're also going to take a look at Wolfgang Mairinger. Ben Dishong was able to sit down with a senior swimmer from Austria to get his thoughts on Delta State and being a student athlete. And finally, we'll catch up with new strength and conditioning coordinator and offensive line coach Jim Beverly of the Statesman football team. But first, we'll send things over to Benjamin Dishong, who's standing inside the Delta State Swimming Aquatic Center.
Thanks, Clayton. I'm standing outside the Delta State Aquatic Center where on senior night the Statesman and Lady Statesman knocked off Henderson State, but one of those seniors, Wolfgang Mairinger, a very decorated swimmer here, All-American, academic All-American, two-time top 10 at the national championships, had a chance to sit down with him and really discuss his career at Delta State.
Wolfgang, first of all, congratulations on a very successful four-year career. I know this weekend, while it's not the last home weekend because you have conference that's still played, that we're swimming here, it's the last home meet that we're actually calling a home meet. So just senior 4 years, what moments stand out for you right now?
Well, I have a couple of moments that stand out in my swimming career. One of them was my sophomore year when I got fourth place at nationals, and of course last year when with our new coach, Dallin Murray, when I made the fifth place in the 1650 at nationals as well.
You talk about that new coach. It was kind of a split career for you, your first 2 years under one and then another. What was that change like? How did that affect things for you coming in? Because you get used to a program and then a whole new training style.
Yeah, exactly. Especially this year, you know, we started doing distance-specific sets earlier in the season than we used to do in the past, and I think that worked out pretty good so far.
Looking just back on your nationals runs, what stood out for you? Well, I mean, primarily a distance swimmer. What made those runs so special?
Well, last year, you know, I was seated ninth place, so that meant I had to swim in the morning because the eight fastest people are swimming in the afternoon for distance, because you don't have prelims and finals because you know it's a mile. And I was swimming against a guy, and it was a really close race to the very end, and I outtouched him at the very end. So that was one of our great moments.
Yeah. You've had some close races there, but you've also had some close races here, and a lot of that is your senior counterpart, Chris Ashton, came in, been that great training opponent for you because you both swim distance, and he's always there pushing you. What's it like to have someone who was there with you that was always pushing you that way?
I mean, it's always great, you know, when you have a training partner so you can pace off each other, you know, during practice, and then you know how those people swim in the race, so you kind of have the same strategy, and you know, it helps where you can look at each other or help out each other a little bit during the race, and yeah, that definitely pushes you. You
have that kind of like that family bond, but at the same time that rivalry, because you never want to lose them, so you're always pushing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, we're friends outside the pool, but you know, when I swim a race, you know, it's just another opponent, just like everybody else.
Yeah,
basically.
I know you mentioned that friends. I know something that especially grew this year. Probably, I mean, just seniors, you, Lorenz, Ashton, and Casey Bowles on the women's side. It's just this final year. It seems like a real family group grew. And how special was it for that? I mean, as you work through that, you really have a family, and when you're leaving the program, there's going to be a DSU family swimming.
Yes, that's right. Especially this year, we came a lot closer, and it kind of, you know, helps out during practice. You know, when you have to get up at 4:30 in the morning and then swim from 5 till 7, and then have another practice in the afternoon. You know, it's hard, and having a family atmosphere really helps you going through all that practicing.
Let's take a step forward. I mean, I know you'll be congratulated as a senior here on Friday night, and then you'll have one more road meet, and then you'll have conference, and then hopefully nationals. But what's in line for Wolfgang Mairinger once the swimming here is done? I mean, I obviously you'll probably still be in the pool, but what are you looking forward to do post DSU?
Well, I'm obviously looking forward to our conference and then hopefully the national meet. And after that, well, I'm planning on a career in taking my MBA and pursuing a postgraduate degree.
Can you talk? I mean, I know here you were also a student. It was one of those things that while you were swimming, you were also there academically. I know, marketing degree. Just was that something that you knew you wanted to get into, or was that something you found when you got here?
Well, originally I was just a regular general management major, but then I decided after my first year I wanted to, be in the marketing field, and I haven't regretted so far. I'm really interested in that field.
Was the academic side, was that something that, I know you take pride when you get into the pool and you're always pushing, but it seems like making all academic awards and academic All-American, you were really pushing there too. How was it a tough balance, trying to be the best at both?
Well, you got to be determined. You got to be, trying your best in the pool and of course in the classroom. Without having good grades, you cannot swim. And that's like one equals the other. So in order to be a good athlete, you also have to be a good student. And coping with all that tough scheduling, it's hard at some point, but once you get used to it, I think you can handle it pretty well.
Being from Tron, Austria, coming here, coming to Cleveland, was it what you expected? I mean, it's a big change. It's a complete culture shock, but coming to a real small town family community, was it what you expected? Are you happy with the choice you made?
Oh yeah, I'm totally happy with the choice I made. Where I'm from, it's like a mid-sized city, and then coming here to Cleveland with only 12,000 people. It's a difference, but I think it was also a good idea to come here, because you can really focus on your academics and also on swimming. And with this great pool here, that was actually one of the main reasons why I came here.
It's a fabulous facility. Was it like, it's probably the best facility we see in at least our conference for sure, and maybe compared to other facilities that you swim in, where does this one rank in of all the ones you swim in?
That's definitely top 5, one of my top 5 pools I like to swim in, and we probably have the top pool in Division II swimming.
Is that something I know it's being pushed for in the future for recruiting, but is it real having such a great facility? Is that something that just really pulls you in? It always seems like there's faster times in this pool, but is it really just the aura that comes around this place?
Oh yeah, totally. When it comes to meet, and you have those people up here in the crowd, in the stands, all those people cheering for you. It just creates a certain atmosphere, and it just pushes you even further to go faster and faster every time.
Pretty much 3/4 of the way through your senior year, haven't hit you've got personal best marks that if anybody accomplishes it, they've done something. So I know you're still working to get to them because you didn't reach any of those yet, but as I've talked with Coach Daniel Murray, he's always said that you push on and you're getting faster throughout the season. So is there still goals that you're looking for?
Oh yeah, like every season, I guess in every sport has a specific planning where you're practicing towards a main event, and then at this point, you got to be ready and able to swim your personal best times, and it's been hard, just to swim personal best throughout the season during when you're in practice, when you're doing a lot of yards and swimming twice a day. When it comes closer to those important meets, you go a little down with the volume, swim less so the body gets more rest, and that makes you swim faster in the end.
You look at those important meets. I know we've had a couple of them this year. Is there a meet that stood out to you as just like that great meet that we've had?
Well, especially last week when we finally won against OBU, it was just a great feeling, like having a real team effort, what we haven't had so far in the season. And I think it has been three years since we beat OBU the last time. So I think that was one of the milestones for this year so far.
You mentioned that we had looked back. I know for all the seniors, no one had ever been in a team event and beat Ouachita Baptist, kind of like that big brother. So what was it like just being able to get that, one of your final meets, going out, seniors being able to beat that big brother you could always never seem to get ahead of?
Yeah, you know, there's always a big rivalry between, you know, our teams in the conference. And it's always good for some good competition, and we have, you know, fast dual meets and stuff. But, you know, especially winning it right now, like 5 weeks before conference, you know, makes you feel that we're on the right track, and we're doing what we're supposed to, you know, in order to swim even faster at conference.
When you're finished up here, what do you want people to remember you by with Delta State? Do you want to remember just the trips to nationals, or just what do you want people to remember from Delta State swimming and Wolfgang Mairinger?
Well, you know, that I was a distance swimmer. Tried every time, every day, you know, putting the most effort in. I'm determined, you know, to reach my goals in the classroom and also in the pool. And yeah, just being a good teammate, I guess.